The popular Pokémon Legends Arceus has given the nearly 26-year-old game series a much-needed shake-up. The long-running formula in the last games had become quite stale over the last few mainline games, and part of this revitalization is thanks to some of the genuinely tough bosses that you can fight throughout the story. Blending action with turn-based combat mechanics helped inject this layer of challenge, as well as the clever addition of the strong and agile style attack buffs. Pokémon Legends Arceus does a great job of easing players into the new refreshing formula, but then there's several noble and legendary Pokémon that can test players' skills. With that said, we've put together a list of the top 10 most famous boss battles that you're likely to encounter when playing the game. Spoiler alert, if you haven't played Pokémon Legends Arceus and are not wanting to reveal any of the spoilers from the main storyline, then save this video and add it to your watch later list, as we'll be revealing some of the main story's events and protagonists. And of course, just before we go into the video, if you do like this type of content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course, like the video. We do also stream over on Twitch. You can find all the links in the description box below. With all that said, let's get into our top 10 list. Number 10. Noble Kleavor. Intrusive hand-holding and tutorials that took up much of the playtime was one of the good things that aged poorly in the Pokemon games. But while the first hour or so of Pokémon Legends Arceus is tutorials, it largely leaves the player to explore at will from then on. Likewise, it doesn't take too long for the player to get into their first boss fight. Kleavor is a new split evolution of Scyther that adds rock typing, and while it isn't the hardest overall, this battle can be both a great teacher for players and also shows the easiest way to get caught off guard. Its strength in turn-based combat can hit pretty hard when facing this boss quite early on. Number 9. Noble Lilligant. After Kleavor, the next Noble is a Hisuian Lilligant. The same method of bombs applies to all Nobles, but her moveset forces the players to time their dodges more than the last fight. Lilligant will jump and land on the ground, sending shockwaves in which the player must dodge, which requires them to roll into the attack and at the right time to take advantage of the invincibility frames. As the battle continues, she starts to mix up her combinations, but having a good fire, ice, flying, poison, or even a psychic type will hit Lilligant hard in turn-based combat. Hisuian Typhlosion is one of the best starters in Pokémon Legends Arceus, and will make a great partner for this battle. Number 8. Noble Electrode. By the time players reach Noble Electrode, they'll have to up their game when it comes to environmental awareness. This Noble is also a Hisuian form, with this version of Electrode being a dual electric and grass type. The likes of poison, fire, ice and bug type Pokemon will deal heavy damage to it, but the issue will be dodging the lightning and energy balls it casts during the real-time action sequences. It demands the player to be constantly moving, especially since Electrode's projectiles don't stop until they connect all the Pokemon stuns itself. Number 7. Benny. Before the protagonist makes the climb to reach the summit of Mount Coronet, the friendly Benny makes a surprise appearance and challenges them to a Pokemon battle. Benny's team consists of Mismagius, Sneasler, Gardevoir and Gallade that range from levels 59 to 60. Although being quite a high level team, a competent Ghost and Psychic type Pokemon should be enough to cover all those bases. The trouble should only come if players don't pay attention to the turn-based orders and let Benny's team use their styles to gain additional moves too often. Number 6. Noble Arcanine. Though he comes in before the Electrode boss fight, Noble Arcanine can be potentially more difficult. Part of the challenge comes from having to know the terrain in real-time action segments on top of Arcanine's abilities. The battle takes place in the tight arena surrounded by lava, making players' movements very limited. Arcanine will charge across the fields to add to the complications. Late in the fight, he'll also set the center of the stage on fire to limit your movement further. As one of the best Hisuian forms in Pokémon Legends Arceus, Arcanine can deal heavy damage, so hitting Arcanine fast and hard with water or ground type Pokémon is especially crucial. Number 5. Commander Kamado. After defeating the surprise member of the Galaxy Expedition team, Benny the Commander Kamado himself will challenge the protagonist for another test. This will be the last boss you encounter before the main questline's final boss battle with Dialga Palkia, and Kamado will have a very well-rounded team. His team consists of Hisuian Braviary, Clefable, Snorlax and Golem, all ranging from level 61 to 62. Preparing the necessary items and team order that exploits type advantages are important, as this team can easily hit hard from physical and special attack areas. Number 4. Noble Avalugg. Perhaps the toughest of the Noble Pokemon fights in Pokémon Legends Arceus is the Hisuian Avalugg. This version of Avalugg adds the rock type to its established ice and can make the arena difficult to navigate while trying to find windows for throwing bombs. Avalugg will send continuous balls of ice zigzagging across the field, summon icicles from the ground, fire fast-moving meteors and an ice beam across the stage. All of these attacks force the players to have their timing on point, as they'll once again need to know when to dodge inside of these hazards. Number 3. Dialga, Palkia. Depending whether the player chooses to side with the Pearl or Diamond clan, the hero will battle either Dialga or Palkia first when reaching the summit of Mount Coronet. The former is a Steel and Dragon dual type, while the latter is a Water Dragon type. Both will appear at a hefty level 65, and will make for an intense fight that requires preparation. Players will have to battle them in origin forms at some point, setting off some far-reaching area effects, or AoE, attacks in the process. The damage that they can deal is pretty daunting, so having a Dragon, Fairy, Ground, or even Fighting type Pokemon will be essential for this battle. Number 2. Volvo. In the post-game, the player will find a surprise boss encounter in a plot twist. One of the most likable characters in Pokémon Legends Arceus, Volvo, turns out to be the villain behind the entire narrative. He was the cause of all of these space rifts, all in an attempt to meet Arceus itself. Players will face an onslaught of Garchomp, Spiritomb, Lucario, Roserade, Togekiss, Arcanine and Giratina twice, that is altered and in the origin forms, all at level 70. Also do keep in mind if you are just about to head into this battle that the player won't have time to heal between these battles. Number 1. Arceus. In fitting fashion, should the player complete the Pokédex, a final secret boss will appear at the Temple of Sinnoh for a test of strength. After catching 240 species, Arceus will be available in one of the most grueling boss battles in the franchise. In addition to its various AoE attacks in the real-time action portion, there are 4 phases to the Arceus battle. It's a normal type Pokemon, but that's more so to its advantage since it has no weaknesses. Should players win this last bout, they will automatically obtain Arceus at level 75. And so there you pretty much have it. That was the top 10 boss battles from the newly released Pokémon Legends Arceus. So what did you make of our list? Do you agree with the bosses that we've listed? If not, I would love to hear your comments in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget that if you do like this type of content and you would like to see more top 10 videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course, like the video. I'll also leave some more top 10 videos at the end of this video should you want to check them out. Thanks very much for watching guys, and I will see you all next time.